the agenda for the regular board meeting, President and Board of Trustees, Village of Burnham, Cook County, Illinois, today is February 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Thank you.
Trustee Cap?
Here.
Trustee Hodges?
Here.
Trustee Garcia?
Here.
Trustee Greer?
Here.
Trustee Richardson? Trustee Claybrook?
Here. Mr. President, could we stand for the pledge of allegiance? And could you lead us, Trustee Garcia?
Allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there any approval or corrections of the minutes that we have from the board meeting of January 24th? Any corrections to be made? You express it now. If there are no corrections to be made, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes of January 24th, 2023.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for meeting on January 24th, 2023.
The motion approved by Trustee Claybrook to approve the minutes of January 23. Could we have a second, please?
I second the motion.
A second by Trustee Hodges. Clerk, take the roll.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia? Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed. The minutes are approved. If there's anyone that has anything to say in the audience, if you would state your name and then read them addressing the board. Please limit the time to 3 minutes, please. So at this time, I will ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Make the motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion approved by Trustee Greer to open the meeting to the public. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second by Trustee Hodges. Clerk, take the roll.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia? Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Okay, so the meeting is now open to the public for public comments. Public comments.
Hi, my name is John Hyduk. First thing I'd like to ask, concerning the grandparents thing on March 5th, I was wondering if you could put my name down to reserve a seat for that for myself? Okay?
Your grandparent, are you grandparent?
It doesn't say that you had, is that required on the, because that doesn't say you had to be a grandparent. I can't just reserve a seat,
Well, why would you want to come to if you're not a grandparent?
just to see the people and meet with our, you're rejecting me?
It's for grandparents, right?
It just doesn't say that, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
It says grandparents day, it doesn't require you to be a grandparent though.
It's honoring grandparents.
So you're gonna reject me because I'm not a grandparent, just so I understand?
For Mother's Day, would you be going to it?
No, let's stay on subject, don't be so sarcastic.
I'll proceed to the next item.
So I can't come?
Proceed to your question. And continue, the clock is running.
Okay. I appreciate you giving me so much time here, Mr. Polk. I like to also, my other point here is concerning our utility bills. I recently had a problem. I looked on our bills and it seems every single bill we have, I think it's automated, that it's automatically the first of the month, that's the date of the bill, and the 15th is automatically printed on there as well. Well, I come to talk to a few people recently here, and turns out the bills are not on our website. I was just wondering why they weren't. We spent so much time and so much money on the water meters. I was wondering why it wasn't on there, make it a lot easier for the residents. But also electronic payment, I don't do that either, but then we're at the mercy of the mail. But the main reason why I'm bringing this up tonight, Mayor Polk and Clerk Chavez, maybe you could tell me, if you put a check in the overnight box after hours, is it still considered the same day that you put it in there? Is that the date that you hold us to? Can you answer me that while I'm talking? That's the last thing I even want. Is that considered the same day, or do you look at the next day? What's the overnight box there for? Because you guys aren't there after 5 o'clock? If I put it in after 5 o'clock, do I get my credit for that? Mayor, I've only spoken for a minute. Could you answer me?
Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comment.
You can't answer me.
Are there any other questions?
Well, my 3 minutes are not up yet.
The llama's going on.
I don't know if that's accurate. Let me say that when I did drop it in the on January 17th, when I dropped off my check, I purposely took a picture of my check and my invoice with my cell phone, and the dispatcher that's over there right now, he actually saw me doing it. We were joking about it. So it's not, you also have video in the foyer, so if it comes to, it shouldn't come to this with a resident. I'm talking about the $5 late fee. I'd like to have it taken off because of that. I have so much evidence proving that I just did the right thing. I'll come in here looking for trouble sometimes. That wasn't one of them.
And so you do admit sometimes you come here to start trouble.
So that you come in here and you start trouble with us too. It goes back and forth, right?
Is there any other comment?
That's all you took out of my whole statement?
And state your name and,
I have comments. My name is Gerald Hunter.
no, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think what John's trying to convey is that he turned his bill in on the last day that he could for not to be assessed a late fee, and he was still assessed a late fee on his bill, and he's saying that the box does not get checked before the late fees go out. So it's like a procedural thing on your end, but whatever. I just wanted to know with the accident that happened with the trains in Ohio, that is way more severe than people even realize because it's 1 million pounds of vinyl chloride. My question is, I haven't noticed in the last years if anybody has been appointed to our Director of Emergency Services and Disasters, and I would like to know maybe when I'm done speaking, if you can let us know if we ever had an accident like that here, who is responsible, who is our director of that, and if that person had the proper training, because I do realize that we're a major hub for a lot of train traffic, and I am sure that things like that flow through this area, because I'm sure our roads, especially Torrance, is designated for hazardous materials. So I'd really like to know if there's somebody appointed to that. If not, I would gladly volunteer and do it for free. We also have a position of environmental control officer that nobody's ever appointed to fill that position. I'd like to let you know this will be the third time in the last 15 years that I've volunteered to do that position for free. Also, I would like to know if you still have a police and fire commissioner position open. I'd like to let you know that I will volunteer to do that for free. On the agenda for tonight, there's a lot of waterworks issues that are on there. And because Trustee Richardson isn't here, I was gonna ask her, but I'm kinda curious. There's a big 12-inch valve being installed. I was kinda curious what that is gonna be for. I noticed that it's pretty elaborate on the description of why we're getting all the changes to the meter vault on Brainerd and Burnham, and I would like to know, what the heck is that noise? Is that only to me, or am I up? I would like to know, can you please address, what is that? It's kind of rude that's going on during my discussion here. Is that you, Ms. Chavez?
I think it means that your time is up.
I didn't speak for 3 minutes, there's no way.
No.
That's been going on the whole time, but okay. So you sit down, I'll keep asking my questions. The items that are being fixed are rusted away, and I know it's pretty expensive what we're getting paid to do that. And one of my questions is you're changing all the valves and all those things out, but you really haven't done anything to prevent that to happen in the future, with no sump pumps, no heat, no dehumidifier. And my question is, you're throwing a lot of money at something that may continue to happen. I'd like to know if you have provisions in the future to stop that from happening and to update that meter vault with something that's a little bit better. Trustee Greer, at the last meeting, I believe Mr. Hyduk asked who was on the Police and Fire Commission, and I know that you told him you were gonna give some answers after the meeting, and I was kind of curious if you know who those Police and Fire Commissioners actually are, and if you do know, when I'm through speaking, maybe when it comes around you can let us know who's on that Police and Fire Commission, because I'm just curious if those spots are filled, and I volunteered for one of them. And I would like to know, from the village attorney, if I was correct on the appointment of, Mr. Hodges' brother, was that legitimate, what I brought up? And I'm kinda curious how your office missed that, 'cause I'm pretty sure your office fills out the agendas and reviews them for accuracy. And I'm kinda wondering how that was missed, or was it just, ignored, one of the two? That's all.
All right, thank you. And for the record, you know you went about 5 minutes.
Thank you,
Um,
I appreciate that.
As far as the water bill, being on the website, no, I'm sorry. I need to ask for a motion to close the meeting to the public. No. There aren't any more questions, right? Or comments? I need to ask for a motion to close the meeting to the public.
Make a motion to close the meeting to the public.
Okay, we need a second? Will the clerk call the roll?
Trustee,
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I'd like to get a little bit ahead of myself here. So, I'd just like to say in the mayor's report that spring is coming, so people will be doing some cleanup and whatnot, and let's try to keep the garbage and stuff inside of your containers, so we can keep the rodents out of the community. We got squirrels and skunks and all kind of animals, so we try to keep that under control. It's also the issue of public safety, because we wouldn't want the animals to attack anyone, and as far as that goes, and so, and we, just try to invest in it. Let us play loose.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just wanna mention that Cook County Health is, hearing job fairs on Tuesday and Wednesday, February 21st and the 22nd. You can go to cookcountyhealth.org /join-our-team /. They're hiring for health plan services, pharmacy, radiology, medical assistance, patient care technician, and you can do that on that website. Also, and also on Monday, February 20th, the clerk's office will be closed for President's Day. And also like to mention that Mayor Polk's mother, Mrs. Wells, passed away. And that's all.
Mr. Clerk, for your report and that information, public education, health, safety, and welfare, trustee Greer.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Our Burnham Fire Department is offering CPR classes. Anyone interested, please leave your name and contact number with the office. And once our class is filled, we will contact you and move on with our the offering of CPR classes. It will be given by the fire department. COVID clinic is February the 18th, 2023, Burnham Village Hall, from 12 to 4 p.m. Celebrating our grandparents, March the 5th, 2023, at the Burnham Community Center from 3 to 7. Proclamation, establishing Grandparents' Day have 3 distinctive purposes. One is to honor our grandparents. Number 2 is to give grandparents an opportunity to show love to their children's children. And number 3, grandparents do so much for their grands. They provide love, guidance, support, stability. They're caregivers, they're teachers, they're playmates, they're advisors. They have patience. This in turn has positive effects on a child's well-being. So March the 5th, 2023, honoring our grandparents for all that they do. Every day is Grandparents Day.
Amen.
Let's be mindful to support our local businesses. Shopping local gives a person a sense of belonging in their community. And I was a moment of silence for students at Michigan State University. There was a mass shooting that happened last night at Michigan State University. That's in East Lansing, Michigan. 3 students have been killed and 5 wounded. The 3 victims were identified on Tuesday as Brian Frazier. He's a sophomore from Grossmont Point, Michigan. Alexandria Burnham, a student from Clawson, Michigan. And Ariel Anderson, she's another junior from Cross Point, Indiana. So let's just have a moment of silence for these students, please. And one thing, okay, again, we would like to send in prayers and sharing in your sadness, Mayor Hope, and hope you know we're here for you. Our thoughts are with you and your family. The loss of a parent is one of life's most challenging moments. So condolences to you, Mayor Hope.
Thank you. Is that it?
Oh, no, one other thing. Oh, our police and fire commissioner is Mr. Leon Douglas and Roy Relman. Howland, you did.
They're on that board outside too, by the way.
Thank you.
One on the lobby.
Okay, one,
Oh, and to address Mr. Hodge, the night drop, if you put it in after hours, they're open the next morning. So anything that's in between 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. is on the next day's work.
Can I ask where that's stipulated anywhere?
I'm letting you know.
So it's not written anywhere for us?
I think let's proceed on.
Mayor Polk, I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
So, another thing I'd like to add to the public safety, and one of the most precious things to all of us are our children or grandchildren. So with that being said, I would like everyone to turn around. I want to show you a little video right behind you there. And it's the issue of public safety in California.
All happened right in front of her home. Her dad just feet away.
And that aggressive coyote came back again tonight. John Fenolio live at Woodland Hills, where he spoke to the little girl's parents with exclusive details about the frightening encounter. John.
Sure, Micah, that's right. As you can imagine, these parents are really shaken up tonight. Fortunately, their little girl is okay. This entire attack was captured on their home security system. And we want you to know some of it is disturbing. A terrifying attack unfolding in a matter of seconds. A coyote grabs a toddler in broad daylight in Woodland Hills. Ariel Eliyahu had just picked up his 2-year-old daughter from school. After taking her out of her car seat, he reaches back into his SUV to grab the child's toys. His wife Shira explains what happened next.
So for a second he just turned inside the car and then he just started like screaming and he didn't see the coyote. He thought she fell, so he ran over and then he saw the coyote.
Shira, what kind of injuries did your daughter sustain?
She has a lot of like scratches on her left leg, and one of them is really deep actually. So we had to go to the ER. We had to get her rabies shots. And yeah, he just kind of dragged her, so her face is also a little bit bruised, and yeah.
Incredibly, as our cameras were rolling, a coyote appears in front of the family's home. Fed up and furious, Ariel grabs a 2x4 and chases the animal off into the bushes. Did you ever think that something like this could happen in your neighborhood?
No. They're always playing outside, you know, not all the time. They're completely supervised. They play in the backyard a lot. Now, you know, I'm afraid for them to even go in the backyard by themselves. So yeah, I never thought this would happen. There's always a lot of coyotes here, but I never thought like one would just attack.
Okay, so,
Just incredibly wild.
we just wanted to show that to make, people aware, because I've seen coyotes around, I'm sure other people have seen them around. So, we need to try to make sure we keep all the garbage and stuff out of the community, so they're not around eating and looking for food, of course they want to eat as well, so. So we could just be aware of that, you know, so we all can be safe, children, grandchildren, whoever it might be. So,
Loose dogs too.
okay, so we get done with your report?
Chances of that are gonna be 100 times greater.
The public works, trustee Claybrook.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
I only have a few things. Bucket truck is in the shop getting serviced. Had a few hydraulic problems, but that'll be out for the spring. And also, earlier it was by the Citgo gas station on Torrance. It was a brick where we park, like the parking, whatever you call it, brick, and it was in the middle of the street. So I talked to Jack this morning and went and moved it into the parking lot, you know, for safety. And that's all I have. That's it.
Thank you, trustee Claybrook, for that report. And ordinance resolution, and planning, trustee Garcia.
Good afternoon.
Discussion of consideration of and taking action to approve or not approve on the new liquor application by Tiger Liquors Inc., a liquor store, and the location will be 13755 South Burnham Avenue, Unit F.
Does the board have any questions?
What would the hours be?
Hi, this is Vikram Singh. I'm trying to open up a liquor store at Unit F in new construction building. I have experience of 5 years working in a liquor store, and I own family-owned liquor store in Chicago Heights. So we've been doing very well with the liquor store, and we're collecting sales tax. Plus, you know, this is a good location, so that should bring a good sales tax too. And it's an industrial area, so I think we should be doing good in the business. And plus for the community, you know, we will have more like ready to go, like stuff like cheese, eggs, like anything convenience, we will have those as well. So liquor is our main focus. We will have the convenience stuff as well.
And you will have all the surveillance cameras and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
I have a question. How about lottery? You're gonna sell lottery tickets?
Yes, sir. We will have the lottery.
We don't have anybody by us. We have to go a long way.
Yes.
You asked about the hours. What's your hours?
So we are planning on to open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So 12-hour window. Just for the start, if we were to expand the more hours, so we can extend a little more if we were to. But as of now, we are expecting to open like 10 to 10.
Thank you, Mr. Board. Have another question?
You plan on hiring throughout the community a few people?
Yes, we are planning hiring locals, so that should help us, and they know the community better, so they can interact with them better. Yes.
So how many people do you think it would take to run an operation?
So 3 for the liquor store, and we should have deli as well. So we are planning on to do pre-made sandwiches, pre-sliced cheese, and stuff like that. We should have another employee for the deli. So 4 altogether, I'm expecting.
What made you pick this location?
It's an industrial area on the side, plus a lot of houses. So that's a perfect spot for a business. So that's it.
What are the hours at Burnham Liquors? What are their hours?
Most times, you know, only Burnham Liquor be open. Because the other one don't really be open at night.
Burnham Liquors.
Yes,
So, yeah, what's your security plan, or are
so
you-
my plan is to, both inside and outside, I should be installing like 16 surveillance cameras. So we always watch throughout. We have a screen like we do in our store now in Chicago Heights. We should have the same exact way. We have a surveillance camera as soon as you walk in. Even the customers, they can see outside. Are they secure? Everything we can look at them too. And we should have more cameras inside where we can only see it, both inside and outside. So I'm expecting like 16 to 32 cameras.
Okay, cool. 'Cause, you
So-
know, main thing that we're concerned about is like loitering and just security.
Yes,
That's why I think-
we strictly don't allow that to
Sale
our
of drug
location.
paraphernalia?
I'm sorry?
Sale of drug paraphernalia?
Yeah, we completely against it. So we don't
We watch
tolerate
for
it.
that. That's why our biggest thing is security and loitering.
Yes.
And another thing, those little small bottles, I don't know what the ounce of that, like a dollar, $2.
Mini bottles,
Those kind of attract,
the foot
it's kind of
traffic,
the idea that
yes.
you did not sell them. I could count against you doing that.
There won't be a lot of foot traffic there though, which is.
Yes, because it
Yeah,
won't be
you
too many anyways, so.
You can't get there by, right, it's not convenient for anybody to walk there.
But it's a bus stop like that.
The train, I can't. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Where is this gonna be located?
It will be on South Brainerd Avenue, by the railroad track.
Train
Yes,
Okay,
By Burger King.
right next to
Oh,
Burger
okay.
King.
Okay, so procedure.
So I make a motion to, approve, the liquor application by Tiger Liquors, a liquor store, and the location would be at 13755 South Burnham Avenue, Unit F.
Please, clerk, take a roll. Since Garcia made a motion, so we need a second.
I'll second it.
Second by trustee Captain, clerk, take a roll.
Trustee Cap,
Yes?
trustee Hodges,
Yes.
trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes.
trustee Claybrook.
Yes.
Thank you, motion approved. Is that it, trustee Garcia? Okay, finance, trustee Cap.
Discussion of and consideration of and taking action on authorizing the payment of this month's bills. I'd like to make a motion to approve the payment of this month's bills.
We have a motion on the floor by trustee Cap to approve the bill for this month. Could we have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Claybrook. Will the clerk take a roll?
Trustee Cap,
Yes?
trustee Hodges,
Yes.
trustee Garcia, trustee Greer,
Yes.
trustee Claybrook.
Yes.
That's all you have, trustee.
No, I have one other comment. Almost all day yesterday, down on Burnham Avenue by the railroad tracks, there was a train, pretty much all day. And I was thinking that we should put up a sign on Burnham Avenue that said it's a dead end, because it was that bad yesterday. You could not get through pretty much all day, which I had to go around several times, but, I mean, it's terrible.
We'll be working on it. Okay, within the absence of trustee Richardson, trustee Cap, would you take the public utility?
Okay, discussion of consideration of and taking action on authorizing Calumet City Plumbing to provide labor, material, and equipment to order to install a 12-inch easy valve at the above address between the Chicago meter vault and the Burnham pump house. The plumbing contractor is to evacuate the, I had that word. Excavate in the north parkway of the alleyway north of 138th Place in order to expose the 12-inch water main, set the required trench shoring, clean and prep the water main, install one 12-inch easy valve, check for leaks, verify the operation of the valve, install the valve box, adjust it to match the finished grade, backfill with existing spoils and stone, compacting and lifts to grade, maintenance of the excavation and final restoration of same to be done by owner. Installation is scheduled for the spring of 2023. The main is to be located by others prior to the start of work. Material spoils removal stone is $11,900. The labor is $4,100. The equipment is $1,600. The total cost is $17,600.
Okay, so, should we just read both of them, and we'll have the water department to discuss them?
Second was discussion of and consideration of and taking action to approve or not approve on authorizing Calumet City Plumbing to provide labor, material, and equipment in order to replace two 6-inch water meters in the main city of Chicago feed vault located near 13730 South Brainerd Avenue. The plumbing contractor provide two Census T2 flange meters, Scatometrics duplexer and transmitters, meters to be delivered to the City of Chicago Water Department office for bench testing prior to installation. Once tested and approved, the Village of Burnham is to shut water off to the vault from the City of Chicago feed in the water main exiting the vault, feeding the Village of Burnham. The existing butterfly valves inside the vault do not have operating handles. The valves may not hold during the meter exchange and will not be operated. The contractors to cut out the old bolts, remove existing meters and strainers and replace with new. Drill existing vault cover to mount transmitters, install one Badger Beacon transmitter for the City of Chicago and Census MXU for the Village of Burnham. Duplexer to be mounted inside the vault, attached to concrete as high as possible, and to replace all piping and valves in the time of the meter exchange. The piping and valves in the vault are in bad shape. The butterfly valve handles have rotted off and do not operate. The 10-inch by 6-inch flange bolties are to remain in place. Plumbing contractor provide and replace all associated 6-inch piping valves and replace meters, replace with new flange gate valves, flange spool, provide new pipe stands, and install the new water meters. $12,205 are for meter transmitters, duplexer, and gasket packs for the meter install. $9,876 for the gate valve spools, pipe stands, and Hymac flange adapters. $12,375 is labor. $3,400 is equipment and traffic control. The total is $37,856. I want to make note that we did get bids for this too, so we didn't just pick Cal City Plumbing out of the blue. And we didn't look at the cheapest way to replace this equipment. We looked at like the best way. So we went up and paid a little bit more to get the whole thing done, right?
But before we proceed, I have the water department on the phone, water works operator. So Brandon, would you like to take item 1 and kind of explain to the board and the public as to why this project is necessary and how it's gonna benefit, and follow up to see what we would need to do later to make it better?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. So basically, we have to cut in an easy valve. That was the first item on the list here. We have to cut in an easy valve between the pump station and the water transmission main, so that we can work on the actual transmission. The easy valve is going to be put in there so that way water doesn't rush back on the workers doing the work. So there needs to be something in place because those valves, as explained on the second ticket, are rotted. We can't just turn those valves off to put in new water meters. This also serves a good purpose. We would have a way to shut off the water for Chicago in multiple areas, because between that transmission main, which is kind of by Burger King over there, and the water tank will have an extra valve just for security purposes. So in case something happens from Chicago and we have to shut the water off coming from Chicago, we'll be able to use our storage tank and our pumps to keep water going into the east side of town. And then basically the second ticket that they were talking about, that's to change the meters out. The meters weren't changed out during the meter replacement program, so we're working on them now. It'll give us a more accurate reading. It'll be able to give us alarms and different things to make sure that we're putting out the right, that we're getting the right and proper
Okay, so does the board have any questions?
How long does the easy valve last?
The easy valve should be good for, you know, I really couldn't tell you. I'd have to consult with the plumbers, but, it would probably last as long as a street valve would last. Just a regular street valve.
And this is a 12-inch valve, right, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question for the water operator? Okay, thanks, Brandon. We will compensate you for your time this evening. Thank you.
One more thing is, am I still here?
Yes, yes.
We'll also be looking into the future. At least I was hoping to maybe get a sump pump in there to get some electricity running there, for maybe a year. We have them in other stations. We should maybe look into getting them in this one, because it was filled with water at one time. And that's kind of what caused the valves to rot and rust and corrode and break off. So it's something that we could look to in the future, but this is more gonna be, we need to take what we're doing now and a little bit more of a immediate approach for that, as opposed to getting it set up for heat and all that, and a sump pump and whatnot. Because if there was a situation, an emergency situation where we had to shut down, we do not have an emergency shutdown for that area right there. So, but we will be looking into it in the future.
And for those of you who don't know, this water, comes from the city of Chicago, and it only applies to the east side of Burnham, to consider the old Burnham. So it doesn't have anything to do with the west side.
Back when we were going through the bidding process for these jobs, I did talk to the Chicago Water Department and the person who reads the meter, and she explained how bad that one has always been with water. And it was like a terrible meter to read because you'd always have to climb down, and it was.
And they always sent me those notices saying they couldn't read it and stuff. And,
so in the meantime, until we're able to get a sump pump in there to automatically discharge the water, we'll be doing periodic checks on that area to make sure that, nothing, doesn't fill up with water.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
What kind of
We
piping?
close to the public, so we'll talk on this. Thank you, Brandon. The board don't have any more questions, right? I proceed, trustee.
So do we want to, so we combine them together, or?
No,
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the, Cal City Plumbing to provide the labor, material, and equipment in order to install a 12-inch easy valve at the above address, which is between the Chicago meter vault and the Burnham pump house. That's it, I'll go with that. That explains the whole job.
Why, John?
Second on the motion.
Okay, and so trustee Cap has made the motion, so because we have a second. Isabel? Second by trustee Garcia, will clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia? Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Motion passed, proceed, trustee Cap.
Okay, the second item is discussion of and consideration of and taking action to approve Calumet City Plumbing to provide labor, material, and equipment in order to remove and replace the two 6-inch water meters in the main City of Chicago feed vault located near 13730 South Brainerd Avenue. And I'd like to make a motion that we approve that project as well.
Yes, I have a motion on the floor by trustee Cap to approve the project for the water meter change out, so we have a second to it.
Second.
Second by trustee Hodges, will clerk take the roll?
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Yes, motion passed, thank you very much. Okay, so, that is, investment in the community there. About $55,000, that we invested in the community, so that will help to, make sure we get our LMO reports a little bit more accurate. You know, so we'll have the numbers there. That'll be a plus to us as well, so. Okay, so Park and Recreation, Trustee Hodges.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So we had open gym, this Monday actually, because Lincoln's birthday, the high school was out, but Burnham school was closed. We had about 14 young men there, so it was a really good day. But we're gonna have another one this Monday, from 10 to 1, and we'll add on extra hours. We only did 10 to 12 this week, so we'll add on an extra hour. It's gonna be at Sandridge, Community Center, which is located right off, where 600 Oglesby, Calumet City. It's right down the street. We pay taxes in there, and I want us to go there and hang out and take advantage of the equipment they have over there. Speaking of Sandridge, so it's from 10 to 1, everyone's invited. It's definitely for the kids. Burnham school is out, so everyone's out of school on Monday, so it's gonna be from 10 to 1, 10 in the morning, to 1 o'clock. We're gonna have some water there to make sure you're refreshing snacks. Also, speaking of Sandwich Community Center, so they've been working on, they had a really big fire a couple years ago, and so they're almost finished with the work. They have told me it'll be done in March. So you better go up there. They have some cool new things going on. They're gonna have a pool there, a jacuzzi, a sauna area is gonna be over there, and we have brand new fitness equipment, cardio equipment. It's top of the line. I saw it. I did a tour. It's really nice, but they'll be opening up in March. That's per Captain Loyal Park District. And if you got any questions, you can ask me. I'm gonna stay on them because I want our
How many years have they been closed?
Maybe 2 years.
About a year and a half. It ain't really been too long.
It feels okay. He said a year and a half.
February of 2020.
So
They used to go 2 years, John.
about all right. So
2 years.
So 2 years. But it's still, either way, it's about to open. They've been working hard over there. And so I'm really proud of the work they're doing over there. And if you want to go check it out, Monday will be open. You go by and say hey to the kids and the people who are playing, you're going to attend. And maybe if Coach John, he may come in at 12. He's director over there. He may be able to give you a little tour, see what they're doing. He's there around 12. But I want to tell you guys about that. Also, they're having a Black History program over there at the same place at Sandridge Memorial Park District at the Community Center, which is 600 Oglesby. It's going to be on Saturday, February 25th, and the theme is the evolution of music and performing arts. It's Saturday, February 25th, again, 2023, from 12 to 3 o'clock, and that's going on. Also, I'm very proud to announce that we're also doing a low-impact aerobics session. It's going to be at the Community Center in Burnham, March 25th from 9 to 10:30. And it's going to be led by Trustee Brenda Greer. So it's low impact. So we will not be breaking any bones that day. All right? I'm really hoping we can make very low impact, little step, baby steps. So it's going to be on March 25th. And it's going to be March 25th? February 25th. So February 25th, we're going to do it this month. February 25th, low impact aerobics. So you want to come back, work out a little bit in the morning, we're going to get that done for you guys. All right, and that is my report. Thank you so much.
Okay, Trustee Hodges, thank you. Is there any communications, memorial? That's Marshall Smith.
Yes. I want to give if we could give a moment of silence for Mayor Polk's mother.
Before we go into an executive session, on Thursday the 23rd from 4 to 7, or as long as supplies last, Thornton Township and Supervisor Tiffany Haynard is sponsoring a gas giveaway for the Village of Burnham. For the Village of Burnham, it will be at the Cinco gas station at 14559 Torrance. We'll start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're scheduled for 7. But if the gas runs out before then we'll be leaving when it runs out. So, the allotment for Burnham. So I just want to announce that. have to live in Burnham, no exceptions. And you have to have, your vehicle has to be registered in Burnham in that way. That way everybody will know you live in Burnham. Okay, under new business, I will ask for a motion to close the regular session. We need to go into executive session. That, again, when we go into executive session, we went up the stage, but we have to go in the back to discuss matters that we cannot discuss in public. If you want to stay, if we come back, and we'll see when you get back, then if not, then good night. At this time, I would ask for a motion to go into, I'll ask for a motion to close the regular order of business. And then I need another motion to go into executive session. Okay. So I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting at this time. And I'm asking for another motion to go into executive session. So the first motion, I need to close the meeting.
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Got a motion on the floor by trustee Claybrook, we need a second.
Second.
Second by trustee Greer, that is to close the meeting.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes.
Thank you, motion passed, we have to go into executive session now.
I make a motion to go into
Okay, make a motion to go into executive session, then I'll ask you a question.
I make a motion to go to executive session.
You know, the motion on the floor to go into executive session.
I'll
We have a
second it.
Second by trustee Cap, please take the roll.
Trustee Cap?
Yes.
Trustee Hodges?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Greer?
Yes.
Trustee Claybrook?
Yes. Okay, we have to go into executive